Hey friends, this is Jennifer Terri. I make Philippine Travel Update. If you want to go to the Philippines, follow my channel, subscribe. Yes, if you want to stay updated with the rules about travel in the Philippines. Today is September 23. Wow. 7 more days till October, 3 more months till 2022. Wow, 2021. What a crappy year. COVID pa rin. 2022, COVID pa rin. Anyway, guys. Ay, nako. Anyway, let's start with some positive note in this video. The COVID cases in Metro Manila are continuously decreasing. Bumababa na po yung cases sa Metro Manila. That is according to Octa Research, Dr. Guido Gavid. And the 1-week growth daw is at negative 18%. So yes, the cases are decreasing. And I hope it continues. While airline updates. Earlier this week, we talked about that Philippine Airlines, despite filing for bankruptcy. Yes, some Filipinos were worried, oh, PAL is bankrupt. Wala na bang PAL? May PAL pa din po. In fact, PAL announced that they will add more flights by late October. In Middle East, in America, in Asia, yes po, madadagdagan yung flight. So do not worry, even if they filed for bankruptcy, it's business as usual. And Cebu Pacific also announced that they will be adding more flights. They will resume, babalik na po yung daily flights to Dubai. For Japan, they will fly twice, double, to Nagoya, starting October 2, and then Osaka on October 4, and they will resume, babalik na yung flights na Fukuoka on November 5. Cebu Pacific will also restart its flights to Kuala Lumpur on October 4. So that's more flights. Okay? They will also increase, dadagdagan din yung domestic flights. So they will increase flights to Siargao, Boracay, and Bohol. These areas are tourist areas kasi these areas are open for tourism. Para makabawi naman yung economy natin. Now, the airlines po, Philippine Airlines, Cebu Pacific, are still in discussion with the IATF, with the government, about reducing the number of quarantine days for international passengers. Nag-uusap pa din kung ano papayag ba ang IATF na gawing 5 days na lang ang quarantine. Testing on 3rd day, tapos kailangan ng negative COVID test result 72 hours. Proposal pa yon, hindi pa siya final, guys. So ipagdasal natin na maghimala at i-approve ng IATF. So for now, the shortened quarantine proposal of Philippine Airlines and Cebu Pacific is still in discussion. Okay, nothing has been approved. So for now, we're still waiting what's their decision about that. But anyway, some positive news as well. Gensan for kababayans in Mindanao, and even if you're not in Mindanao resident po, it was a positive news for you. For you guys, you know, flights to the Philippines is limited. Flight cancellations happen quite often, madalas. Kaya be grateful if you have a flight to the Philippines, even if, let's say, oh, you're a Manila resident, but your flight is to Cebu, that's okay. As long as your flight will proceed, tuloy, hindi canceled. Be grateful for that. Kasi there are flights, let's say Cebu to Manila every day, daily. So guys, don't worry if you land in another airport, it's not in your city, that's okay. There are domestic flights daily. So, good news, Gensan Airport is being eyed as entry point for OFWs and international travelers. The Department of Transportation is pushing for the inclusion of newly rehabilitated and expanded Gensan Airport as among the alternate gateways for OFWs and international travelers. This was proposed by none other than Secretary of the Department of Transportation, Arthur Tugade. According to him, if we will increase the cap, kung tataasan natin yung pasahero makakapasok sa Pilipinas, yung travel cap, we need to expand our gateways and not limit them to Clark, Cebu, and NAIA. We can include Gensan among the gateway for travelers from Doha who are going to Manila, the Middle East. He said they will propose such a strategy with other airlines such as Philippine Airlines and seek the approval of city government. Ayan! Ganun. The other possible gateways na pinag-iisipan nila that they're thinking about could be Lawag or Bohol Panglao International Airport. So you've probably seen it in the news na a lot of airports in the Philippines are being redeveloped, rehabilitated, being finished. So that is part of the program of the current administration, Build, Build, Build. And also to take care of other areas in the Philippines that have been left behind when it comes to improvement, especially us here in Mindanao, diba? Now, as the country awaits for international borders, according to the Department of Tourism, we are ready. Yes, the Philippines is preparing a warm welcome for tourists. The Department of Tourism recently launched More Fun Awaits campaign with new tourism products and packages to try, each offering their own unique experiences. But there is no date, guys, as to the reopening. But what this means, basically the message to us here, the message here is that we are ready. We are preparing for your entry. That's what it is. The Department of Tourism, is just waiting for the go signal of the IATF. They are eager, guys, to welcome you, to have you here. But they are not the agency that will decide. They don't have the power. A new world-class airport awaits you. That's the Clark International Airport. While the Philippines says they are ready and they're preparing, our neighboring country says we are now ready to do it. Our neighboring countries, Malaysia, Thailand, Vietnam, are leaving their zero COVID policies behind. In fact, they are looking to revive their economies, particularly the vital tourism industry, by reopening borders and public spaces. Vietnam, we've talked about this, is planning to reopen the resort island of Phuoc to foreign tourists starting next month, while Thailand has their Phuket sandbox. Thailand also plans to reopen its capital Bangkok and other major destinations by October. Indonesia will allow foreign tourists into certain parts of their country, including the resort island Bali, by October. So yes, our neighboring countries are not just talking about reopening or dreaming about it, they are doing it. They're gonna do it. Well, interestingly, what's going on, the recent news, is that we may have to start wearing lanyard here. Vaccine ID. Ano daw? DILG executive proposes requiring vaccine cards to be worn like IDs outdoors. What? Okay, we have face mask. And then we have face shield and now vaccine ID. Ano daw? According to the DILG Undersecretary Martin Dino, he made a request to the IATF in charge of the pandemic response so it could be enforced in all barangays. In the same briefing, he said that some people who want to dine in at the restaurants have gotten angry after staff asked them for their vaccination cards. Dino said such situations could be avoided if his suggestions were to be followed. So apparently, siguro sabi niya, nako, istorbo yan sa mga pulis. Nako, bothersome daw yung pagpapakita pa ng vaccine card. Tsaka tatanungin saan yung vaccine card, magagalit. So much better, i-ID na lang daw. Ano ba yan? Could you guys imagine? If that happens, people will be discriminated and people will forge. They will fake vaccination cards. Sige sir, ikaw sir, DILG Undersecretary Martin Dino, ikaw po magsuot ng vaccination ID mo. Okay, gawin mo yan, let's say 1 month. Gawin niyo po DILG, tapos sige, kayo muna. Kayo muna. While speaking of vaccinations, the Philippines will start inoculating 12 to 17-year-olds by mid-October. That's the aim, according to the vaccine jar. Their aim is to address hesitancy among the elderly. So babakunahan natin yung mga bata para ma-encourage yung mga matatanda. Sasabihin naman ng matatanda, kasi bata pa sila, malakas yung resistensya nila. I don't think this is effective vaccine jar. I don't think so. But hey, that's the update, guys. As of today, you guys keep asking kung nagbago na ba yung rules. Hindi pa po nagbago. But for my Filipinos in the Philippines, fellow Filipinos, nakarehistro ka na ba? Lapit na po matapos yung deadline for registration for first-time voters, transfer of district, and reactivation of delisted voters. Kaya magparehistro na po kayo, magpa-update na po kayo ng registration nyo sa COMELEC. Mahaba po yung pila, but it's your right to vote. So that is the update for today, guys. I'll see you tomorrow po. God bless. Mag-ingat po kayo. And if there's any video that you want me to make, comment down below and I may make them. See you again, guys. God bless. See you tomorrow.